Just, last week played on a Tuesday night. Obviously, it was a big game for us to have to go on the road and play at Arkansas State. Just, really pleased with how our guys went out and focused all week and played a really good game on that Tuesday night and got a big win. And, we had some time off this past after that game, a couple of days, and then, now started back for this week to play Louisiana here at home. And, looking forward to this challenge. We know that they're a really, really good football team. The last two weeks have really started to click, both sides of the ball. And, so we know we'll have a great challenge this weekend.
Thank you, Coach. Our first questions come from Ethan Joyce. Ethan, please go ahead.
Hey, Scott, I know with Jalen's injury, you said a lot of the running backs are going to have to step up, but whose workload do you see increasing the most as this season goes forward?
Well, I mean, it really it's going to take all of them. I think we talked about it, or really our whole team has to step up. I mean, you lose a guy of that caliber, not only what he can do physically and running the football, but just emotionally and just having him around and all that. I know he'll still be around, but, it's a little different when you're not with the pads out there. So, but, I mean, I think our running backs, of course, Darrington, Marcus Williams Jr., we'll look at, DeAndre Hicks and then Cam Peoples. I mean, all those guys are going to have to step it up. And I think as we start, you go into the game and figure it out and see who's got the hot hand, that kind of thing. We'll see who kind of settles in there. And we feel good about all those backs. I think all four of them can really come in and play well and really give us what we need in the running game.
Does this limit what Darrington can do kickoff-wise at all? Like, do you guys plan on scaling that back a little bit? Or
I don't think so. I think he's he's a talent back there returning kicks, and he's proven that. And I don't want to take away one of the strengths that he has, and so with our football team, and so he'll continue to do that. And the roles that really all our guys have had, they'll continue to be able to do those roles. And then now just whoever's in the game at running back just will get a few more carries. And that's basically what it boils down to.
And you mentioned Cam, but just, with Daytrick as well, I know you're kind of playing the red shirt game with both of those guys a little bit. First off, could you just update Daytrick and how he's doing right now? And then secondly, how does this affect the timeline for either one of those guys?
Well, I mean, the way I see it is if we need any one of those guys to play, they'll play this year. We don't worry about the red shirt. I mean, if it ends up happening that way, then that's great. They'll get an extra year. But Daytrick's, he got cleared, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks ago. He's been practicing on the scout team and really just trying to get back into playing shape, and then really mentally too, for a guy coming off that injury. And so he's done well. He's done a really good job on that end of the field, and I think he's real close to being able to play. And so we'll kind of see how this goes over the next couple of weeks. And, Cam, like you mentioned, he's only played in one game, so I mean, he could still play in 3 more games and still, potentially get that red shirt. Daytrick, of course, hadn't played any. And I think right now the thoughts are, let Cam be available to play for the next 2 or 3 weeks, and we'll see how it goes. And then, at that point, Daytrick should be ready to go, and, he could potentially play it in the last month of the season.
Thank you, Scott.
Yep.
Thank you, Ethan. Our next questions come from Tim Smith. Tim, please go ahead.
Morning, Coach. Just curious if you were able to watch the Louisiana-New Mexico State game this past Saturday and impressions on what they were able to do with the ball on offense, in particular the quarterback, Nunes.
Yeah, well, I watched just a little bit of it, not much, this weekend. Of course, I've watched it, on the film now. Real impressive what they were able to do offensively. They really did not get slowed down at all. Quarterback, very, very efficient. Throws a really good catchable ball. They've got some guys out there out wide that can make plays. I think it all starts with the running game, though, because, when they get the running game going, they're a hard offense to stop. And, to me, it's a little bit like what we try to do offensively, trying to get the running game going and then, mix in some of the shot plays and getting the ball outside to those guys. And so they've done a great job of that. Really the last couple of weeks, they've kind of settled in offensively, and they're real comfortable with what they're doing now. And, they're playing as good as anybody in the country offensively the last 2 weeks.